Here in example 2, we can see that our variable terms are x to the fourth and x squared. Just like the previous example, we can rewrite x to the fourth as x squared squared. So we're going to go ahead and let u equal x squared, which means u squared is equal to x to the fourth. So when we rewrite our equation, we get u squared minus 3u equals 10. Take a minute and solve that equation for u. So first we're going to go ahead and subtract 10 from both sides. So u squared minus 3u minus 10 is equal to 0. So now we need two numbers that when we multiply them make negative 10 and add them make negative 3. So I know I'm going to have a positive and a negative term. So when I think of numbers that need to multiply to make 10 and then add to negative 3, so I've got x plus 2 or u plus 2 and u minus 5. Alright, so now when I go ahead and make my two equations, I get u plus 2 equals 0, u minus 5 equals 0. So I can subtract 2 from both sides and get u is equal to negative 2. Or add 5 to both sides and get u is equal to 5. But just like before, I need to consider the fact that I need to replace them with x squared. So really we have x squared equals negative 2 and x squared is equal to 5. So when we take the square root of both sides, so square root of negative 2, well, because we're taking the square root of a negative, we're going to have an I for the imaginary unit, and we also need to consider positive or negative. So we get plus or minus I root 2, and the square root of 5 is just going to be plus or minus the square root of 5. So our solution set is x is equal to plus or minus I root 2 and plus or minus square root of 5.